All right, so today we're diving into something a little different. Usually we've got multiple sources we're combing through and kind of piecing together different viewpoints and perspectives. But this time we're going to laser focus on one single image.
It's amazing what you can unpack from just one visual, right? I mean, layers of meaning and interpretation all kind of wrapped up in a single frame.
Exactly. And so the image we've shared with you guys this week, I mean, the thing that really grabs your attention right off the bat is this woman in a taekwondo uniform. She's got her black belt on, and she's in the middle of this like super powerful high kick.
Yeah, you can really see the strength and the years of training, just in the way she holds her body. She's balanced on one foot. That leg is extended like way up there above. It's a really stunning display of physical control.
Totally. And that black belt right away, that tells you something about her level of skill. We're not talking about a beginner here. This is someone who's clearly dedicated a lot of time and energy to mastering taekwondo.
And it's interesting to think about, that black belt is almost like a visual shorthand for expertise, right? Like, you see that and you immediately understand that there's a whole backstory of discipline and perseverance that's led to that moment.
Absolutely. And then to make things even more interesting, you've got the setting of this image. So picture this. She's performing this incredible high kick against a backdrop of these like majestic mountains and a sunset sky. It's just so peaceful and vast.
And that juxtaposition, right? You've got this burst of human energy and focus set against this incredibly serene natural world. It's like those two things are in conversation with each other somehow.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make of that contrast, though? I mean, you've got the mountains, which seem so permanent and unchanging, and then you've got this moment of human action, which is obviously fleeting and temporary. It kind of makes you think about those bigger ideas, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, does it say something about the relationship between like permanence and transience? Or maybe it's about how even our most focused efforts are kind of happening within this much larger, timeless context?
That's a really cool way to look at it. And it also makes you appreciate the dedication that goes into achieving that level of skill, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the hours of practice, the mental fortitude it takes to get to that point, and then to see it expressed in the setting, which is so calm and peaceful.
It's like the discipline and the peace aren't at odds with each other.
Right.
They actually kind of enhance each other in a way.
I totally see that.
So I'm curious, when you look at this image and you see that juxtaposition of the kick and the setting, what's the first thing that jumps out at you? What kind of feeling does it evoke for you?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's the sense of harmony that I get from the whole image, despite the obvious power and exertion of the kick. There's this overall feeling of balance, like her movement is somehow in sync with the stillness of the environment around her.
I think you've hit on something really important there, that feeling of synchronicity. It suggests that, inner strength and discipline can actually find a kind of resonance or a home within a peaceful environment.
Okay, so I'm following you.
Like maybe the setting itself is a source of inspiration for her, or maybe it's a space where that kind of focused energy can be expressed most fully. It's interesting to think about.
It is, and the fact that it's a sunset, that fading light could even symbolize a kind of culmination, right? Like this perfect moment of execution after all that diligent effort.
Right, exactly. Like all those hours of practice have led to this perfect moment.
So to bring it all together, what we're looking at here is this incredible display of skill and dedication. That black belt, the precision of the kick, all set against this really breathtaking natural backdrop.
Yeah, and it's not just a pretty picture, right? It's like a visual representation of how strength and serenity can coexist, how action can find its place within peace.
It's amazing how much a single image can convey. You get this sense of her physical skill, the discipline of taekwondo, the whole symbolism of the black belt, and then this feeling of balance with the natural world, which is both powerful and tranquil at the same time.
And all of that leads to a final thought that I want to leave you with. How might different environments change the story that's being told by a display of focused energy like this? What other combinations of skill and setting could create these kinds of compelling narratives that are just waiting for us to unpack them?
That's a great question, something to think about for sure.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, folks.
And we'll see you next time.